Spencer has been coming in, putting in extra work, trying to get to a great place on his collegiate football team. Olivia is not convinced that the relationship isn't adding extra pressure, and Asher is trying to make heads and tails of his not playing football at Coastal California. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another All-American video. In this video, we are talking about episode 11 and the preview. We are breaking down the trailer to talk about what you can expect, what you should look forward to, and also some questions that we might have going into episode 11 from season 4. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my All-American content. If you are returning, welcome back, boo. I appreciate your loyal watching of this channel and this content. I appreciate you so very much. And I'm going to start to implement a new thing for our members, the special, amazing people who have pledged to support the channel and get additional access. I'm going to start to dedicate a few videos to people. This video is dedicated to Keish, one of our long OG members. Hey, boo, hey. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Y'all be sure to look out for her in the comment section of this video as well as on social media. I will link her page for IG in the description box down below. I appreciate you, Keish, but let's get into this preview. The trailer opens with Spencer saying, "I've been coming in, putting in extra work, coach," and then the head coach of Golden Angela Southern says, "Well, I ain't seen it." Y'all, Spencer's going to have a long way to go, and while it does seem like the coach is being a hard ass, sticking it to Spencer, ultimately, y'all, this is definitely going to make him better. I know some people with watching last episode was like, where is Billy Baker at when we need him? We need him to come back and coach Spencer. I honestly think that this is exactly what Spencer needs. He needs a coach that is going to push him to be even greater, who is not going to settle for the talent and amazingness that he has, because he does have that. We're not taking that away from him, but it's going to look at where he's at now as the complete base level and not enough to really excel. Ultimately, y'all, it is this kind of coaching, it is this kind of viewing of him and pushing him to push past his limits, or even just to start to question his limits, that is going to prepare him for the NFL. So while it is hard to watch our good homie Spencer struggle and try and feel like he is failing at improving and coming into a really solid place on this team, ultimately it is for his betterment, it is for his good, and I am really excited to continue to watch this journey. It's going to be a lot harder before it gets easier for Spencer, but again, y'all, this is going to be for his best interest. This is going to set him up to be truly a stellar professional athlete. Spencer is going to need to continually confront what he knows about himself and what he knows about his talents and get pushed to a place where he doesn't actually settle. I do think that in watching him in the last 3 seasons and seeing him in high school, he is a person that pushes himself, right? However, he's now in a situation where the pushing is coming from outside of himself, and it's really hard for you to know how hard to push yourself or how far you need to push yourself to go when you have nothing around you to be a barometer or to give you any type of context of like how much further you can actually go. And that is what this collegiate football experience is going to give him. Yes, we have seen Spencer work hard day in and day out for quite a while. However, now he gets to learn what a new level of working hard looks like, and I'm so excited for it. Now, what I'm least excited about is him in this overly dramatic perspective of like the next scenes we get is him on the phone saying his whole entire football career is falling apart. He's probably on the phone with Olivia at this point, and then we get a cut to him walking through campus looking a little hopeless and aimless. And I'm like, Spencer, this is hard, but it ain't that dang on deep, sir. You have your whole freshman year to really make a statement, to really stake your claim, and it's not going to happen in a few days. It's not going to happen in a few weeks. I think that Spencer came in expecting to be the star of this team, and that was just completely unrealistic because you're at a completely new level of play. It's going to take time for you to get better. It's going to take time for you to even adjust to the new environment. It's going to take time for you to gel with your team. And with him looking for these pats on the back that he has gotten accustomed to, I think that ultimately is going to be more of a distraction to him than him just putting his head down and working. Just me going back to what I remember in my experience experience of my freshman collegiate season, it was really just about being consistent and showing the type of player that you would be able to be. Not necessarily trying to be the star, but trying to be somebody that the coach felt like they could depend on, somebody that they knew that would run the plays, that could be a good leader, that was going to show up to class on time, that was going to be a good person, that was going to be a good student athlete. Like, there's so many levels to what's going to be required of Spencer at this level. I think that he's getting too bogged down in the idea of wanting to be a standout, wanting to be seen, wanting to be pat on the back. Like, sometimes there's a season where you are just head down, working, and nobody tells you good job. Nobody tells you you're amazing. Nobody says anything to you, but you come out of that season and then you're absolutely stellar and you're blowing people away. And that is what makes up for what that whole season in the dark kind of felt like or seemed like. So I would love it if in this episode, Spencer gets to a place where he's not actually looking for so much verbal validation, but he is getting 1% better every single day. And he got to know that for himself and keep pushing himself to do so. I know our boy Spencer's not a quitter. However, I definitely think that we're going to go through his journey of like continually questioning his place, continually questioning his decision, all around him just not being who he was at the high school level. And it don't even take all that. He's using extra energy that he could be using while he's sleeping or while he's working out, because that's what he needs to be focusing on. Then from there, we get a scene with Olivia saying, I know what it takes for you to achieve your dreams. And then it's a cut to Layla. And this is a little, they get a little crafty with these trailers. I love what they're doing. I think that this is Olivia speaking to Spencer, because in this episode, or at least in episode 10, we saw her start to consider like maybe they needed to take a step back from their relationship so that Spencer could have greater capacity to handle all of the pressures and expectations that have been placed upon him. And Spencer decided by the end of the episode that that wasn't the answer, that he has to figure it out on his own and he has to just continue to work hard and push forward. I think that this conversation or this thought is going to stay with Olivia, even though she heard him and they decided to stay together in the last episode. I think that as she continues to see him struggle and as she continues to listen to him complain about where he's at, she's going to continue to have this thought. So I think that this is going to be a thing that persists for a while. Like, it's going to be a beat in this episode. It's probably going to be a beat in the next few episodes. I'm hoping that they're able to stick it out, because ultimately, as long as they're able to redefine their relationship, and they got to spend, well, they didn't get to spend that much of the summer together actually, because Olivia went to journalism camp and Spencer was running around Malibu with the boys. So as long as they get to a place where they can redefine their relationship, and I don't think that they necessarily have to break up, but if Spencer can get to a place where he is 100% focused on what he has to do right now in this semester, and they see each other when they see each other, they text each other when they text each other, they can still be together but be a little bit more distant, I definitely think that that will help. However, from what we saw in episode 10, Spencer is running to spend the snack breaks, as they call them, with Olivia, but it didn't seem like it was too much time where his relationship was ultimately compromising how much energy or effort that he was given to working out or to the sports team. So I'm really kind of curious as to why this is a prevalent thing for Olivia to keep bringing up, because it doesn't seem like that the relationship is getting that much in the way. However, that is a common thing, a common conversation to have, specifically as you are, moving through into college and through college with a relationship, and you're also needing to prioritize yourself and your goals. Now, I wanted to say how it was interesting how they put this trailer together, because they cut in the moment while Olivia's giving this voiceover of saying, I know that what you need to do to really focus on your goals, to Layla sitting in the studio. And I think that this is a call to her and her not being able to move forward with Clay and get into a serious relationship with him. And episode 10, she really struggled with this idea and completely dismissed it. And I'm hoping that the conversation starts to arise as to why, so that she can realize that she is having a trauma response to a very good thing, a potentially good thing in her life. I think that Clay comes into her life to continue to give her peace and joy and add positive things too. However, what happened with her relationship with Spencer is something that's still weighing on her, that she hasn't actually healed from, which is why she's making the decisions that she's making right now in response to Clay. And I think that that is also something that's going to come back up in next week's episode. Now from there, y'all, Asher is on the sidelines at Coastal California's practice, and he's saying that he's never faced this kind of adversity before. And I'm just like, Asher, your whole life has been adversity, bro. I mean, not nearly as much as Spencer's, but you have definitely struggled. Of the Beverly Hill gang, you have definitely struggled. Look at your dang on parents. So I'm not really sure of what they're referencing. It's clear that he's going to come on and probably try to shift into a place of like student coaching or maybe apprentice coach at this school. So we're going to get to see Asher and JJ at Coastal California, who are at a different school than Spencer and Jordan. But I'm not really clear on what he's saying in reference to this type of adversity. He has gone back to working at Jacob, so he's making less money. He's trying to pay his way through school, even though Jacob is supporting him, and he just has to pay Jacob back. Asher is kind of a character that I feel like creates additional problems for himself and stresses for himself. He seemingly got over the fact that he can't play football, and now he's struggling and stressed about other stuff. He was on Jamie's line and super dramatic about her, and then came to find out that she, you know, has lupus, and that was the reason why she disappeared. I don't know, y'all. I don't know where we're going with Asher and his storyline. I'm just gonna be along for the ride, but I'm also not giving too much energy into it because he be stressing himself. From there, y'all, the end of the trailer is a bunch of quick cuts. We go back to Crenshaw for a second. We see a fight. We see some girls running, and Coach Billy Baker / Principal Baker is now grabbing them. Preach is breaking up somebody in the fight. Spencer's throwing something in the football gym back at college, and then we get to see Spencer sweating and looking off into the distance with the voiceover from Coach Boone saying, "How will you step up to the challenge?" And I'm just like, child, the stress of it all. So we are going to get a few moments back at Crenshaw with Principal Baker, who's having to deal with, I guess, fights breaking out. So we're going to see his storyline progress and what he has going on in Crenshaw. It's interesting for Preach. It really looked like it was Preach breaking up these fights. So I don't know if this is Amina fighting, but it looked like it was two boys. It was moving really, really fast. And Amina don't go to this school, so she's much younger. So that's a little bit weird to just see Preach pop up after we haven't seen him for a while. Part of the reason why Coop's storyline is kind of struggling along, because 2 episodes ago she revealed to Amina that she was the one who actually shot Mo, so we ain't seen Baby Bookings or Preach since. And she, of course, is probably keeping her distance because of this. And then also with the voiceover from Coach Boone, and then Spencer getting really, really angry within this weight room. You can just see that a lot of things are starting to probably bubble up, and he's getting frustrated for his position on the team. All right, y'all, those are my thoughts and my predictions for episode 11 from season 4. Now is your turn. Jump down in the comment section and let me know what you are expecting to see in episode 11. I cannot wait to see what your comments are and reply back to you so we can keep the conversation going. Again, shout out to the member Keish. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you would like to be a member of our channel, head down to near the subscribe button on our channel and click join. Select the plan that you would love to submit yourself under and get the perks that are assigned to each one of those. We have a bunch of amazing members only content and more exclusive coming very, very soon. So it is your time now to get in and become a member if you are able to do so. Be on the lookout because I have a few other videos coming about Layla, about Amara and Coach Turner, and more. I hope that y'all are watching All American Homecoming. If you are watching All American, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you made it all the way to the end of the video and you are not yet subscribed, now is your chance to join the tribe and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out. I will see you in the next one.